Hey everyone, and welcome. Have you ever wanted to ask someone out for coffee or to see a movie in Japanese, but you're worried about sounding, a little too direct or awkward? Well, you have definitely come to the right place. Today, we are unlocking one of the absolute most useful phrases for making social plans, the invitation form Masen ka. Let's dive right in.
So let's kick things off with a question that, honestly, trips a lot of people up. This phrase, for saying something like, won't you or wouldn't you like to, it literally uses a negative verb form. It feels a little strange, doesn't it? Asking, won't you have lunch, instead of just, will you have lunch? But trust me, there's a brilliant reason for this, and it all comes down to politeness and social nuance.
Okay, this slide is super important. It really gets to the heart of it. On the left, if you use Masu ka, you're just asking a direct question. Tabemasu ka simply means, will you eat? You're just asking for information. But on the right, that little change to Masen ka completely transforms it into this soft, gentle invitation. It's the difference between asking for a fact and making a friend. Remember this, one gets you data, the other might get you a lunch date.
So how does this little bit of linguistic magic actually work? Let's pull back the curtain and break down the really simple rule that turns a negative verb into a warm, polite invitation.
The logic here is actually way simpler than you might think. All you're doing is taking the polite negative form of a verb, the part that ends in masen, and then you just pop the question marker ka on the end. And that combination, masen ka, is the magic key. It signals that you're not demanding an answer, you're just suggesting an activity, which really softens the whole thing and makes it so much easier for the other person to respond.
All right, enough theory, let's get practical. Let's get our hands dirty and see how you can build these invitations for yourself. And you're going to see it's actually incredibly easy.
And here it is. It's just a simple two-step formula. Seriously, that's it. First, you take the verb stem. That's the bit of the verb right before the chumas. Then, step 2, you just attach chumasenka right onto it. Easy as that. Let's see it in action.
Okay, let's take our first example. We're going to use the verb to eat, which is tabemasu. So we take the stem, which is tabe, and we add our magic ending, hiru gohan o tabemasen ka. And there you have it, a perfect, natural-sounding invitation for lunch.
All right, next up, let's try another super common verb, shimasu, which means to do, or in this case, to play. The stem is just shi. So if you want to suggest a game of tennis, you just say, tennisu o shimasen ka. See how simple that is?
Okay, one more for good measure. The verb to watch is mimasu, so the stem is mi. To invite someone to a movie, it just becomes eiga o mimasen ka? I'm telling you, you're basically a pro at making invitations now.